This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hi, my name is Dr. S.Veloudis. I'm a senior researcher with Southeast European Center. I'm also the director of the Computer Science Department of the National Faculty, the University of Sheffield here at Saloniki and City College. Well, in this presentation, together with my colleague, Dr. G.Eleftherakis back there, we'll try to kind of demystify what responsible business innovation is. We will provide an overview of what it means to conduct responsible business innovation, and then we will explain why RRI is supposed to be so important today. So, what is RRI? Literature is abundant with relevant definitions. Two popular ones, one by von Schomburg, one by Klaas and Paul. Von Schomburg states that RRI is a transparent, interactive process by which societal actors and researchers or innovators become mutually responsive with a view on the ethical stability, sustainability, and societal desirability of their research innovation process and its products. In a similar vein, Klaas and Paul define RRI as a dynamic iterative process by which all stakeholders involved in the research innovation practice become mutually responsive and share responsibility regarding what they are in process requirements. Well, yeah, these are the formal definitions. But let me take the liberty in this presentation and move away from such practice and try to explain in more colloquial terms, in more layman's terms, what RRI is. So it is basically an ongoing endeavor to align the research innovation process with the values, needs, and expectations of our societies. This is done in order to allow a proper embedding of significant technological advances in our societies, so as to maximize the benefit that such advances bring about to the societies. So, in other words, RRI is a framework for us to perform better science. So, for the rest of this presentation, I will try to provide an appreciation of what RRI and why it has become a trend in the European research area these days. Also, to provide an understanding of the holistic approach to research innovation that RRI offers, and also to see how we can apply RRI in practice. And this is the second part of the presentation that we are taken by G.Eleftherakis. So, let me start by providing a historical perspective of responsibility in science. The first reported case of responsible science goes back in the mid-16th century, where an Italian mathematician basically refused to apply his mathematical skills and knowledge for the calculation of Cannon angles and bomb trajectories, because this would mean loss of human life. So this was the first reported case of responsible science. However, the concept of responsibility, as we know today, did not make its appearance in Western societies until the late 18th century. And by the late 19th century, an ivory tower approach to science was adopted, whereby the character of science is emancipatory. This means that science are absolved from any political accountability regarding their research products. And also this allows scientists to kind of ignore the wider moral responsibilities that they may have to the research towards society. Now, later on, in the mid-20th century, this approach, this ivory tower model, was contested, and this was done in particular after World War II, when people started realizing the effect, the consequences of the atomic bomb. Now, later on in the 70s and the 80s, with the introduction of the so-called information age, there was a movement to bring science understanding into the public. However, in the 90s, it was discovered that a mere understanding of science is not sufficient, and there's still an excessive gulf between science and society. And this gave rise to the so-called conception of the so-called helix model, whereby any technological or science and advancements should be the product of the interaction between the academia, universities, industry, and governments. Now, the triple helix model gave rise to more active engagement of the public in science, the so-called public engagement in science, whereby publics are involved in all stages of the research process. When I say all stages, I mean upstream, midstream, downstream. Upstream means that publics basically participate in the formulation of research agendas, so it's the end stage of the research process. Downstream is where the publics are informed about the results of the research process, so it's kind of dissemination. And midstream is where citizens, the publics, actually perform part of the research process, do some kind of research themselves. So by the early 2000s, public engagement in science is recognized as a key enabler for scientific and technological research to tackle today's grand societal challenges, which are defined by the European Union as health, demographic change, and well-being, food, agriculture, and forestry and water, secure, clean, and efficient energy, climate action, environment and social, which is especially relevant to circular economy scientists, secure, free, inclusive, innovative, reflective societies, smart, green, and integrated transport. So these are the societal challenges which can be tackled through public engagement in science. So public engagement in science seeks to democratize science and technology, that is, to involve science in discussing the consequences that research innovation may have, and also to discuss and find out how we can apply science and technology to create a better world. However, this democratization must take place in a holistic manner, in a manner which addresses all different aspects of the relationship between research innovation on one hand and society on the other hand. And that's why RRI offers the so-called different keys. It has a number of key aspects. It has a wide umbrella of different policies. Gender equality is one of them. Ethics, another one. Open access, science education, and governance. Now, all these revolve around public engagement. They're trying to make public engagement to be carried out in a more efficient manner. So, with respect to gender equality, RRI tries to ensure that there is gender balance in all stages of the research and innovation process in order to improve the quality and social relevance of any scientific standard produced through this process. As far as ethics is concerned, RRI tries to establish risk integrity, that is to prevent unacceptable risk practices, and also to establish ethical acceptability of the various scientific and technological developments by society. As far as open access is concerned, well, RRI tries to ensure that there is ample access to scientific knowledge, because this is a prerequisite for engaging publics into science. Science education tries to enhance the current education process to better equip citizens for public engagement in science, and at the same time to promote scientific vocations, and therefore increase the number of people that are basically occupying in STEM, business, innovation, science, technology, engineering, and applied sciences. And finally, governance, let's say the final key of RRI is basically cross-cutting policy, cross-cutting issue. It refers to all other keys, and it's about establishing appropriate mechanisms to promote and achieve the implementation of the other keys, quality of access, and so on. Now, in addition to its holistic approach to research innovation, RRI processes must also have certain desirable characteristics. And when I say RRI processes, I mean the mechanisms through which we perform responsible research innovation. So we want these processes to be diverse and inclusive, open and transparent, anticipative and reflective, responsive and adaptive. And when we say diverse and inclusive, we mean that effort must be made to involve early in the research innovation process a wide range of actors, because this is going to strengthen democracy and also broaden the sources of expertise and the perspective in order to yield useful and high quality knowledge. As far as the open and transparent nature of the RRI process is concerned, effort must be made to enable public scrutiny and dialogue by disclosing research innovation methods, results, conclusions, and so on, in a balanced and meaningful way. As far as anticipation and reflection is concerned, well, efforts must be made in this case to envision research innovation impacts and reflect on assumptions, values, and purposes to better understand how the research process shapes the future. And finally, responsible and adaptive means that we need to establish malleable modes of thought and behavior and malleable overarching organizational structures so that they are flexible, they can be adjusted in response to changing requirements, knowledge, and stakeholder perspectives. And finally, the kinds of actors that are engaged in science and to perform the RRI processes are policy makers, research community, academia, the education community, business and industry, civil society organizations. Now, this concludes my part of the presentation, and my colleague, Dr. G.Eleftherakis, will now carry on presenting how we can actually apply RRI in more practical cases. So we can discuss any questions, I think, after George's presentation. Thank you.
Hello from me too. I will try to understand if you understood anything related with RRI computation. So take a piece of paper. No, I'm kidding. But I will try to understand. Okay. RRI is a concept, but this is also a very nice tool. And I will try to present to you through the territorial project, which is one of the projects that we participate related with RRI, and focuses on territories, on regions now for the first time. And we will share the experience of what we are trying to do there, so that we will see the little bit in action and try to understand even better, okay, and deeper what RRI means and how we can use it. As Simon introduced a little bit before, okay, I'm Dr. G.Eleftherakis. I'm an associate professor in computer science, and I'm also the director of the PhD program of the whole faculty here. So, starting with RRI, they tried to implement the whole idea in different levels. Okay, so first of all, they tried in a national level, and we had MORI, which is one of the most famous projects and one of the most successful projects, I would say, from Horizon. And it is really well known, the people that they are working with RRI. And they created indicators in order to be able to evaluate also. And then we went to regional, and territorial is one of the efforts in a regional level to try to implement it. And we have to understand that we have also institutional level, and there are various projects also in Horizon 2020 that they are working on that. One of them is Fit for RRI, that we also are partners in that. GRACE, that we are also partners in that. So we have 3 projects currently that we are working with RRI, and the RRI tools that is also very successful. And I strongly recommend that we go through this project, okay, to identify that there are many tools that they are helping you to implement RRI ideas. And all of these, as I told you, are in the level of institution, and there are indicators again that we are trying to develop, and they have a continuation of the MORI project, okay, the Super MORI that works on that and is currently running as a project. And we have also, going to the bottom, okay, really, the level of individual researcher and innovator. And there are many, many activities and projects that they are trying to offer training to that. Until 2018, in the Horizon 2020, there was no effort for regional implementation, and the SWOPS 14 call projects, okay, 2018-19, and there is one in April now, they focus on the regional level. And territorial was one of the first projects that was approved in 2018. So what territorial is trying to do, okay, what is the challenge for territorial? It's a double challenge, okay. First of all, we are trying to bring RRI at the forefront of the debate for developing local now and regional research and innovation capacity. So it is the first effort that apart from the nation, okay, we're trying to see specific regions and see how we could affect the region now. And one of the things that we believe that you could achieve with RRI is to use it as a springboard for broadening the number of stakeholders involved in the smart specialization strategies. And I will try to explain later on how this could be possible. At the same time, we want to enhance the regional research and innovation planning process for RRI with RRI principles. And Simos presented, okay, those principles that I want to discuss again. And it is the European Science Foundation that is coordinating the project, and there are 13 partners from 8 different countries, and it is running from February 2019 until January 2022. So, how can RRI enhance the research and innovation smart specialization strategies? Two of the most common problems, and already Simos discussed that, and the criticism that we have for RIS is that it can be hijacked. So, especially if you go to a region, if you have a very strong industry there, I don't want to mention names, but Philips, okay, Siemens, okay, something like that, most probably they will hijack the whole discussion and they will lead whatever strategically you want to focus for research and innovation to be the field that they are working on, right? Which is not bad, okay, and obviously we have a lot of benefits from that, but most of the people might say the other RRI actors, okay, that yeah, we are working for them, okay, and we are not working for the rest of the society that we have here or the ecosystem that we have. The other thing is that usually it's often a consultation among experts to touch from society. So let's make a strategy. Who should we call? The 3 big professors that we have in the university, the director of the research center that is in the area, 2 or 3 of the industries that are dominant industries in the area, and they discuss and they say, okay, this is what we should do. What is the problem there? If we do strategies like that, who we forget?
Not all the interest, the community would be represented.
We forget the community. Okay. And these 2 problems, okay, of risk are challenges that science faces for hundreds of years. Okay. So one of the challenges always was how to involve society in this discussion and the decisions that we take to make science. I will try to use really up-to-date examples. Okay. And I'm working on simulations, and I'm a computer scientist, like course, okay, and I have multi-agent simulations that I'm doing, etc. And I apply them to whatever ideas they come to my mind, okay. But the people now worry about COVID-19, and they would like to learn if you could use this science that we're producing to predict how it will spread in the world. So you have to ask the society too. You have to ask the citizens. You have to involve them. And why is extremely important in today's world? Because we have kind of innovation, okay, that they invade the privacy, first of all, of the people. For example, I have brilliant ideas because I'm working on the Internet of Things that you are all aware with the term, right? And what do we do with the Internet of Things? We spread all over the world, okay, billions, and usually I believe that we go to the trillions, okay, of sensors that more or less they do what? Monitor. You will say, okay, you monitor me, how? Okay, it's so complex, you have so many sensors, how can I understand what I'm doing? I can, because I have also other kind of innovation, okay, with deep learning, that I can now use a lot of data, all of this data that you provide, and I can easily come with conclusions. Okay, so I know that she's sitting in this specific chair now. I don't know just that she is in Thessaloniki attending, because I have a sensor in the chair, because I'm going to innovate there, and I'm going to have an invitation that when you will come to the room, you will know if there is an empty chair or not. So I know that she traveled here again. I know that she was there. And let's make that in COVID-19, okay, if we have an incident here, we know immediately who else was around you, so we can track them down and point to the group test. It's so nice, nobody applications I can help. But the thing is that I strongly monitor. I know exactly what you are doing instead. So is this responsible? If I am a researcher, is it ethical? I have to start asking myself things like that. So that is why we are moving towards implementing ideas like the RRI that gives a holistic approach to see what is ethical. Okay, do all of the researchers do ethical work? Are they aware? Are there procedures there? When you are in university and you want to do some specific kind of research, no matter where you are all over the world, do you go to ethical approval? Do they have processes like that in your university? Apart from that, you ask the people. Which ones? The local community, the whole nation. Is the thing that they want the thing that you are doing? When you have the results, do they have a benefit from that? Only few have benefit from the result of your research. Again, we use COVID-19, okay, to understand how important it was in today's world, with whatever happened, to share knowledge. Imagine if the Chinese will say, okay, the data that we have, we are keeping them for us, and we don't sell them to the world. It will be probably a disaster, this thing, okay, because we cannot work finding a solution to a problem that is a problem for everyone, right? So immediately I saw that they shared the data, which was well done, and I saw also several journals that they went through all of the issues, they identified whatever was related to coronavirus, and they took that and created a tool that they shared with everyone. Because they said, we have to share knowledge now. We don't need to keep copyrights and stuff like that and ask for $10 just to access the data. So questions like that existed before. Okay, so how to use science to address major societal problems? Stop doing research just for doing research. Do the research not to solve the problems that the society has. Okay, not specific parts of the society. And how to address concerns regarding developments like globalization, social media connectivity, the privacy that you are told, okay, is going to be major. Ethical discussions are going to be major. The self-driving cars, okay, all of these things are bringing, a lot of challenges in the society, okay, and we have to discuss all of these things with the public, and decreasing the authority of science. So the answer that we try to have infuse the totality of the research and innovation, smart specialization strategies, design, implementation, monitoring, evaluation, all of the things, okay, with RRI principles, which is ethics, gender equality, things that we want to achieve overall in the whole ecosystem that we have with research and innovation, openness, open access, open science, open the data that we have, not just with publications. Okay. You saw how they changed in Horizon 2020, and now they say if you will produce any kind of a result out of a research output, you have to share that with everyone. Because we pay all of the citizens in Europe for this research. You have to open this so that every citizen will have a benefit from that. And especially public engagement, including citizen science, okay, and governance. So we want to include the citizen in every decision, in the design of the new research that we will do, in the implementation of the research, and in the outputs. So you have to train them, okay, offer them the knowledge that they're producing. And this way, most probably, what it will emerge a better knowledge society, okay, and knowledge innovation and economy. So in territorial, as I told you, we want to focus in regions, okay, in specific locations, and we introduce concrete and measurable changes in the research and innovation systems of 5 territories in order to make them more inclusive and responsible. And we want also to introduce concrete and measurable institutional changes in territorial organizations involving the project so that the responsible research and innovation will become an embedded element, okay, in the region. And we want to have, a co-creation process, all of the actors to take part in the decisions. And to develop a better understanding, of course, also of how RRI can be adapted at the territorial level. We are working on that, and hopefully when we finish, we have something to share with the rest of the people. And to contribute to enhance the span specialization strategies, exploring synergies with the RRI. So, Simon's mentioned the triple helix. Okay, I will go to the quintuple helix now, where, as with the triple helix, the whole idea started that we should involve, academia, industry, and government. Then they remembered, thank God, okay, that we have the society that we should include, okay, the quadruple helix. But now we have something bigger, okay, that is the environment that we have to think of. And when we say the environment, we see it in many different, definitions of the environment. The one is the environment, and you saw what is happening, and everyone, I hope, will understand and grant, okay, that the environment is changing, and we have to do something about that. Okay, because of the climate change, I don't know what kind of disaster we will have in the future. But at the same time, I want to see the environment as a concept. Okay, so in Thessaloniki, there is an environment, okay, an ecosystem, as we say. Okay, so the responsible research and innovation to the research and innovation ecosystem that we have in this area. Okay, see that as an environment. So what it can do for is, as I told you, okay, in the quintuple helix, okay, to involve local ecosystems, research, industry, government, society, and the environment in this dialogue that we have in order to make it more anticipatory, reflective, inclusive, and responsive. Okay. Demonstrate also how to infuse strategies for research and innovation with the RRI keys so that we will have more responsible research happening in the ecosystem that we have there. Suggest governance models for risk compatible with the RRI principles. Suggest indicators. These are the outcomes that we hope that we have at the end when we will be able to conclude all of the experience that we have and prepare for the next stage this way, okay, of the risk tree. So we have 5 territories, as I've told you, one in Greece, one in Italy, one in Bulgaria, one in Romania, and one in Norway. I saw that there are people from Italy here, okay, so we have Emilia Romagna as a region in Italy. We have the Central Macedonia that you are here, okay, in this area, okay, in Thessaloniki, the bigger city in Central Macedonia. And each of these 5 regions, they had a focus either to one or to many responsible research and innovation keys. So in the Central Macedonia, the main focus was gender. We wanted to have gender equality, where not to an institution now, to the region. So we wanted all of the Central Macedonia research and innovation actors, all of this ecosystem, to build a more gender balanced philosophy. And I will say a little bit more on that. In Emilia Romagna, we have science education. In Gabrovo, in Bulgaria, we have the municipal public engagement plan. In Northeast Romania, constructive instrument to identify and prioritize needs for innovation, a platform for innovation growth between local population innovators and facilitators. So again, it was to engage the society. And in Trodenland, okay, in Norway, the development of regional policy for dialogue between business parks and society, again, it is including the society. So, as I told you, and as Simon made the point, this is the most important thing. How we include all of these people to all of the processes that we are doing in order to do research. From the design, from the idea, okay, what kind of research they want, to when we will implement all of these things, okay, the output that we have from this research go to that. So as I've told you, the focus in the region of Central Macedonia, and we are now in the process of the design of this experiment. It was gender equality. So we started immediately what? gathering and mapping what is the RRI ecosystem in the region, and we try to include all of the actors in the design of this process. What are the things that they care to achieve? Okay, not us to come top down and say, okay, guys, you need a gender equality plan, and this is the best. No, we have to create, to listen to what are the needs. And until now, the work that we did was that apart from achieving, gender equality, we want the gender wage gap, because unfortunately, if you will see the statistics, I don't want to upset half of my audience, and probably even more than half of my audience. But clearly, you are underpaid, sorry. Okay, if you will see the statistics in Europe, the women are underpaid in the research and innovation field 15%. And if you will go to countries like Greece, things are worse. Okay, probably it's 25%. For the same job, okay, we have a different way. Okay, this is unacceptable, right? You agree with me? Eh? So they saw that there's a big concern. The hiring procedures in both academic and industry level, and the issue of the glass ceiling, because we saw in statistics that in some countries, some regions, some institutions, okay, I have a 50-50. The truth is that we are never aiming for the 50. We aim for a balance. And this is the nice thing that you do when you start working with concepts that are holistic, like the RRI concept. It will be not logical at all, okay, if you have in the population, for example, 80% to be male and 20% to be female, to try to have a balance 50-50 in the RRI. Okay, no. You need a balance in the specific ecosystem, whatever it will be this balance. But although we see a very nice balance, when you will go and you will see carefully more numbers in there, you will identify that heads of the department, directors, women are not there. So there is a ceiling for them. Okay, so we have to change that too. So listening to all of the actors in the region, we identified that we should focus many of these issues, and now the region of Central Macedonia will try to devise a gender equality plan to serve with every RRI actor in the region, and then somehow, to sign a kind of memorandum of understanding that we will follow these ideas as the region. But imagine immediately that you are not changing, you don't have institutional change anymore. One institution, but you have to a whole region. Now, if you will apply similar ideas to the other regions, you will have the country, Europe, okay, and you're trying to affect overall the idea of how you are doing research from now on, so that you will have more inclusive. But that's not the only thing that you could have as a there. Another thing, okay, for the specific region is that we identified that ICT, it is a horizontal priority for the region in the specialization strategy that they have, okay, and it is the priority in the specific. And there is also a way for investments in the region in the last years on behalf of foreign companies. So we have been German, okay, Italian, Austrian companies, worldwide, okay, companies, international companies, okay, that they are coming now, and they open subsidiaries, okay, smaller companies here in Thessaloniki. But this creates a problem. To who? To the local companies, that they face the challenge to find now people to work for them, because we have lack of skilled individuals in the field. Why? We produced a lot, but unfortunately, because of the brain drain, most of the best students that we have in the university, we have a lot of universities in Thessaloniki. That's why they are coming to invest here, okay, aiming to find really skilled people to work for them. There are 150,000 students in Saloniki. 200,000 students. Okay, so you still find people that they are skilled, right? But the best, they go immediately abroad. I told you that I'm computer science, okay. When my cohort is finishing, the top 20, they found a job in 15 days somewhere in the world. United States, Germany, okay, and they move abroad. And apart from that now, you have the foreign companies coming to also train more people from this pool, and the local companies face a huge challenge, right? So we say, can we combine the whole thing by trying also to do a little bit of science education and trying to persuade combining with the gender, get us to go towards STEM. And hopefully, what you will achieve, a bigger workforce for the ICT at the same time. So you will have more inclusive, but you will have even more workers, okay, for the ICT, which is a need of the region. This is the thing that I told you, that you have to listen and understand the specific problems of the region now, okay, try to apply these ideas so that we will have emergent, okay, phenomena happening, that we will help this society to become better through responsible research and innovation. So the actors that we involve in the whole discussion, and we keep on involved in the whole process, is academia, okay, the big universities that we have here, all of them, they should be represented in this discussion, industry and business, the civil society, national government, active groups of women. We want also this because, you know, I remind you that one of the keys of RRI is governance. We want also innovative governance. So you don't want, you know, just the universities and the industry to participate. You want to find society, informal groups, okay, that exist, that they will help you, you know, to apply the ideas and disseminate the ideas better. And other minority groups and groups of citizens. So what is the expected impact, as we discussed already? Gender equality, but not just in numbers. Institutional and transformational changes in the participating actors. Transferability of the best practices. Okay, I told you that at the end, one of the aims and one of the deliverables we have is to share our knowledge in the region to the rest of Europe, so that they can apply similar ideas, and the contribution to the achievement of ERA objectives for gender equality and gender mainstream. I hope that you got a better idea and you saw how RRI can be applied in practice. And I hope that after that, okay, we become more responsible and more ethical as researchers and innovators. Thank you very much for your attention. If you would like to learn more about Victoria, we have a Twitter, we have a website so that you can follow the news. And if you want to find more about me, follow me. You will find me there. Any questions or comments? Something that you would like to say? I'm not trying to do that, okay.
When I hear about politics, it should be strictly competitive. Sometimes it's also only about involvement of women and increasing the number of women. If all of this oriented to involve more women or to recognize that we have different needs to have access to the same rights.
No, I was saying totally the different thing. Okay, if you saw in the changes,
Yeah.
I mentioned that we don't want just numbers. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my thought was about the point where they convince her. It is sometimes, I'm not saying that this thing is about, but sometimes we only consider that we are using human resources, looking in some jobs or in some sectors. So it is only about involving more human resources something that can be part of the problem because we are in a system that is not fair against women and the environment and all over. So how can we try not to use this involvement to increase the profits of because it's only about I want to join sciences and other issues I was excluded for. Maybe I'm not aware that I am functional to some topics and don't my group.
I totally understand you. I totally understand you. Okay, and I totally agree with you. I'm working in the field of gender equality in computer science for many, many years. Okay, and there was one conference that was the first in Europe that was about women in computer science in 2014, and I was the only male speaker there. Okay, and I challenged the people really in the way that you are thinking. Okay, and I said, because many people said, okay, because mainly it was women. I said, we have to see that this is not a problem of women. This is a problem of society. Okay. Of course, while I'm here, I am inspired by one woman, okay, whom I thought that she was, back then 7 years old, and I'm becoming a little bit more sensitive. But as you say, I'm not trying to persuade her to become a computer scientist, but I want to give her the chances if she wants to choose that, okay, to do it. One, and two, I want to give to all of the people, okay, the information to make them aware of all of the opportunities, and after that, as you said, that's why you see that I carefully say I want balance. I don't want a 50-50. The balance means that most probably, if the women are aware, if the women are aware, okay, most probably they will say, really, thank you very much for all of this information, but it's not interesting for me. Probably they don't feel like working on that, okay, because they are better, they have other kinds. But I don't want to see people as women and men. I want to see people as people, inform them, okay, help them to build skills, and with the talents that they have, okay, allow them to have an informative decision of what they will do. Then, hopefully, I believe that we will have a balance. Do you understand? Probably the balance in computer science will be 37, okay? Probably the balance in computer science will be 37 in this region, but in Italy it might be something else, okay? We have examples also in Malaysia and other countries that the balance is 50-50. This means something, that they are more involved and more inclusive in societies. Not really, unfortunately, okay? That's why you have to see all of the problems. As you said, you have more to make more profit because you're paying them less. That's why you want more women. It shouldn't be like that, okay? You have to treat them as human beings, okay? And here, the same rights for everyone. And I know the ladies here, okay, who know the rights, who know the opportunities, and after that, to choose by themselves. So what I did with my daughter, I took her in one of these conferences, okay, last year in Rome. Okay, we had a wonderful time in Rome at the same time, and she was treating the city. She saw what was happening, and I'm just waiting. I never tried to teach her to, because you can understand that I could, okay, I could force her, let's let her know that. No, but when if she likes the whole idea, she knows that I'm next to her, okay, she knows that there are other things that she can go to this conference. It's up to her. So, with the responsibility setting innovation, we have this kind, that's the main difference, that this is a holistic approach. I don't see gender inequality. I don't see ethics. I see all of them in a holistic manner, and I'm trying to embed all of the things in every process that we do. When you will hire people, okay, when you will do your research, when you will design, when you will implement, when you will have all they should embrace the principles of RRI. Okay, Yeah, because we know what we are clock. I don't want to see that the sun went down and
Just the question about the ethical impact of RRI, which I think is very important. You know, interacting with other people across Europe and the RRI projects, really shocked by the lack of awareness there is now ethics research by colleagues, I would say pretty much everywhere, but in Europe, you know, it's just in the UK where these things were being invented in Britain. And, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we had some colleagues within the Retrace network, which wanted to perform questionnaire. And I asked them, okay, have you got approval for this? They didn't know what this meant.
yeah.
And I think, you know, especially in some disciplines, for example, engineering, and I'm really glad, you know, that you are a computer scientist. Something more needs to be done, and then the ethics and responsible research and innovation principles to be used. We should be educating responsible engineers, computer scientists, because
All of them need to be okay.
yeah,
I totally agree with you again. I observe the same thing. Okay, and the people that they came with the ideas also observe this thing. That's why they're trying to change the world. Okay, the world is changing. There are some nice results slowly. Okay, but it will take time. Okay, because as I said, and as you are saying, you're trying to change the culture. It takes time to do that. But as I told you, okay, that's why we are trying to work in different levels. So probably as a nation, Italy says, you should have ethics approval, I don't know, in order to do research. But you have to implement that in the institutional level. If the university will not have that as a rule, as I said, my students, okay, when they are working on a third year project, if they want to collect the data, if they don't have ethical approval and they will collect the data, I delete all of this part of it. Apart from this, okay, I will even go through an investigation if they collected the data, how they collected the data, what they did with the data. It's amazing if you will start seeing cultures, okay, that you are asking the question because a very nice, okay, I want to deliver now a question and ask you what is your opinion about this presentation. And I start, what is your name? What is your email? What is your address? Why? Okay, one of the good things that you will achieve with ethics education is that you will understand that you don't need this data. Stop asking. I just want to see that the individual, okay, has an opinion. I don't care who they are, okay, from which country they are. I don't want to include anything that I will make it traceable somehow, okay?
you know, just to say that just for raising these remarks of these audience who were trying to launch this, I was treated as a bureaucrat.
Yeah.
You know, this is the sort of attitude that we are facing sometimes when just ask people to ask themselves questions. Do you really need this? And thought about the implications that this data collection process could have on people who are belonging to vulnerable groups and things.
Yeah, and they have to ask, we need this for government. I think that also we have to include everyone. Do you remember the conference that I mentioned? Okay, when I went there, okay, one of the first things in the registration was we will take pictures. I could refuse. Okay, then it's a problem. Because we have to find out if they took a picture of me and they remove this picture from whatever they do. But sorry, okay, it's my data, right? And I don't, my bias. They have to ask me. And if it is a problem for them and it is more bureaucratic or whatever, sorry. Okay, you have to respect me. And I was amazed when I saw that. Okay, But when I went with my daughter, I understood that this is really a very nice question because I said, no, I don't want to include her in any of them. And they respected that 100%. Anything else? Questions?
Just a comment, yes, this goes home to the end level of the person who gives the information, that they, in ethics, they know what they should be giving or not be giving, so that's also a good point.
Yeah, it's about raising awareness. Okay, that's why I told you that we have to see it as a whole. All of the different keys of RRI, okay, with the whole society, we have to include everyone of the whole society. Okay, but again, the GDPR comes from ideas like that. Okay, but I want to be ethical, I want to be responsible, I want. And I believe also it fits 100% also with circular economy. The inspiration for circular comes from that. Okay, social responsibility, right? Anyway, thank you very much for attending. I will not should make a question from
Yeah.
the online people. Okay,
So you didn't pick for that, it's okay.
Yeah.
Any questions from the online audience?
You can sign me.
I stand for you, it's okay. I guess we don't have any further questions. Okay. So thank you very much again for the excellent presentation. Good job. Hello. Whenever people have questions about RRI, please contact me directly.